What's going on, guys? Blazing here. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you are having a wonderful day. And today we are going to talk about champion training. Now, one of my recent videos, I did a guide on how to obtain legendary bucks throughout the month. And one of the questions I was asked is, during champion training, how do I get my points? And can I do a guide on it? So I was a little reluctant because there is plenty of ways to do it depending on what your resource management style is. But I'm going to show you how I go about doing it just if I'm going for the 10K points. Now, this one I kind of went a little overboard because Tattoo was part of the event. And so I did throw up 100,000 points. And I'll go through the video and show you guys some examples of what I did to prepare for this and things that you can do to prepare in the future for an event like this. All right, so what we did first is we opened up 500 misery shards, and I call them misery shards because they are hell to open up. I'm sure you all know that when you're doing your champion training and you use them, it is not fun. But we did open up 500, which cost us 250,000 silver. Out of the 500, we got 364 common champions. We got 129 uncommon, and we got 7 rares, right? So grand total, given all that up together, gave us 500 champions. Now, let's get into the next step. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to take the 364 common champions, and we're going to turn them into 2 stars. Now, the best way to do this is actually going to be taking a 1-star champion, throwing in 1 brew of the proper affinity, right? Making sure that we're not throwing in a magic, force, or a void affinity on a spirit one, right? We want to make sure that we get the proper pot. So leveling them up, right? So what we did there is we basically just brought them up to a level 10, right? And then we ranked them up by just using a 1-star. Now, we ended up using 72 pots, right? Which ended up costing us 698,000 silver. And then when ranking them up, we ended up using another 108,000 silver. Now, this was a total cost of about 806,000, right, with 72 brews. But this yielded us, for points wise, for leveling them from 1 to 9, or from 1 to 10 for those 9 points, we got 648 points, right? And then ranking them up to a 2-star, we got 360. So a combined total of 1,008 points. All right, so what we did next is we took the 129 2-star champions that we had, plus the 72 2-star champions that we just made, and we're now going to be working with 201 rank 2 chimps. We are going to get a total of 67 3-star chickens, right? What we're going to do first is we're going to take 134 of them, and we're going to use 1 brew in each one, right? This is going to cost us 134 brews with 938,000 silver. Then we're going to take 67 of them, and what we're going to do for those ones, right, we are going to feed them each 2 affinity brews, right? Which is going to give us a total of 134 brews, and it's going to cost us 938,000 silver. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go into Brutal Campaign 12-6, and we are going to give them each 5 runs. Now, this is going to cost us 880 energy, but it's going to yield us a profit of roughly about 3.5, 3.7 million silver, depending on the rank and rarity of the gear you get. Bringing the 67 2-star champions to level 20 is actually going to yield us 1,273 champion trading points, and then taking the 134 2-stars and bringing them to level 10 is actually going to yield us 1,205 champion trading points. Now, ranking them from a 2-star to 3-star is going to give you 990 points, and that's also going to cost 264,000 silver. So far, for just ranking them from 2-star to 3-star and throwing in the brews, we have gotten 3,379 champion training points with a total net positive, right, because we got some stuff out of 12-6 of 1.6 million silver, roughly, right, depending again on what you get back for gear. It did cost us 880 energy. We did use 268 brews, but now from first step and second step, we now have 4,387 champion training points. We're roughly halfway there to getting that Lego book. So next what we did is we took the 7 3-star champions that we got from opening the shards, plus 65 out of the 67 champions from converting over from a 2-star to 3-star, which now means we're going to be working with 72 3-star champions, right? We're going to need 4 3-star champions to make a 1 4-star champion. Shocker, right? Math. So that means we're going to end up getting 18 4-star chickens. Now, we are going to take 54 of these 3 stars, right? And we are actually going to put in 2 affinity brews on each one, right? That's going to bring it to level 15. You're going to get 14 levels out of it. We're going to use 108 brews, which is going to cost us about 700,056 silver, but it's going to yield us a return of 1,512 champion training points. Now we're going to take the remaining 18 champions, and what we're going to do for them is we're actually going to put in 10 of the brews, right? And so we're going to end up using 180 brews, which is going to cost us 1.2 million silver. And then what we're going to do is we are going to do 2 runs of Nightmare, or not Nightmare, sorry. Keep saying Nightmare because I found Nightmare, but it's Brutal Campaign. And we're going to use 96 energy on that. That is going to give us a net positive of around 400,000 silver, right? And it's going to get us 1,044 champion training points just from bringing them from 1 to 30, right? Now, ranking up the 18 champions from 3 stars to 4 stars is going to cost us about 172,000 silver, but it is going to yield us 900 points, right? So now, completing step 1, 2, and 3, we have gone from 0 points, right, to a total of 7,843 points. This process, converting from a 3-star to 4-star, we actually got 3,458 champion training points. It did cost us almost 8 million silver, 288 pots used, and 96 energy, right? Now, if you are the type of person that wants to use more energy for this, then go ahead and use less pots. If you want to see a video on that, let me know in the comments down below, and I'm more than happy to do one. Okay, so we now have 18 4-star champions, right? So what we're going to do here is we're going to take 15 of them, and we're going to feed 6 brews into each one, right? That's going to get us to level 25, which is going to yield us 24 levels of experience, right? And so that's going to cost us 90 brews, which is going to yield us a total of 1,080 champion training points, and it's going to cost us 630,000 silver, right? Now, what we're going to do after this is take the 3 remaining champions, and we're just going to feed them 24 brews each, right? It's going to get them up the fastest, and it's going to be easier on your resources. And this is going to cost you 72 brews, and you're going to get 351 champion training points, right? With a total silver cost of 504,000 silver. Now, ranking them up from a 4-star to a 5-star, you're going to get 100 points for each one. So we're doing 3, which means we're going to get 300 points, and that's going to cost us around 70,000 silver. Total champ training points for converting them from 4-star to 5-star is going to be 1,731. Silver cost is going to be 1.2 million silver, and you're going to use 162 pots. Total points thus far is 9,547 champion training points. All right, so the last and final thing that we need to do is basically make up the 400 and change champion training points. And the best way to do that is to basically take your 5-star champions and feed them 8 of the proper affinity pots, right? That means you're going to use 24 pots in total. It's going to cost you 168,000 silver. It's going to yield you 486 champion training points, right? Which is going to bring us to a whopping total of 10,060 champion training points. What we have used so far is going to be a total of 2.4 million silver, roughly, give or take a little bit, depending on what, again, you get back from campaign farming. 814 pots. Now, I know this is going to be a lot for some people, but if you do clan boss and are actively playing the game, you do tend to get quite a bit back. Roughly, I want to say it was about 500 the last time I tracked this per month. Sometimes you get a little more, right? And then energy used was 966. Now the energy used, you can basically use your daily energy and complete this. Now there is other ways you can do it using more energy and less pots. Again, not something I do because it just takes a lot longer and you have to be in game. So for me, it's easier to use the pots. If you want to see a more energy guide and less pots, let me know in the comments down below, and I'm more than happy to do a breakdown for you for that. Now, so some of the things you could be doing to try to make it a little easier for you throughout these events with less of the pots and stuff is basically having a solo farmer to do a lot of the dungeons. Guys, if you're not a whale, you don't really care about speedrunning, right? You're not going to care about making sure you have a 12-second team. You're not going to care about having a 1-minute run on a particular dungeon. You're going to want to care about being efficient. Now, the most efficient way, as we all know, is basically solo farming any one of these dungeons as you can. Fire Knight being the most difficult one, you can't do it. But you do have Artak. I'll link a video at the end of this where I have Artak basically soloing Ice Golem, Dragon's Lair, and Spider's Den. You want to go see that build and try to get them to the best that you can. You know, it's definitely worth it. But you should be using your daily energy to farm these dungeons with food. When you're doing your fusions, you should be farming them at a stage 20 with food. This is going to help you either double dip or triple dip in some cases with your points, right? And then at some point you're going to get to the stage where you're kind of sitting on what I am, and I've got, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Basically 24, right, rows of level 40s that are ready to be ranked up. So if we do 24, and there's what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times by 9. I have 216 5-star chickens waiting to be ranked up right in here. Now, if you basically do that, 216 5-star ranked chickens by 100 points each one, that's 21,000 points.
Oh, hell no!
That the next event that comes out with like a Tatsu or something like that, I can burst right off the bat, or I can use to basically, you know, sneak the win at the end, right? So that's kind of some of the things you guys want to be doing. It is, you know, it is going to be a Wait Shadow Legends game, but this is one of the best ways you can do it. Now, I've also done the same strategy for this Path of Light. I have not actually grind any dungeons or anything, and you can see I've gone down both sides, right? I got the big stone here, or the medium stone here, I got the shard here. I'm currently working on getting this, and all I've been doing is the same exact thing. That's it. It is pretty easy as long as you know how to maintain and manage your resources. And again, if you want to see a just basically energy guide, let me know in the comments down below, and I'm more than happy to do one. If this helped you, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you like the content. As always, guys, much love, much appreciation. Be safe, be well, be good to each other, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.